I told you guys I had an announcement regarding Elden Ring. Alright? I do have an announcement regarding Elden Ring, and I'd like to make that announcement right now because I wanted to make it yesterday, and I completely forgot because of the stupid technical difficulties. Alright? So, ladies and gentlemen, over the course of the last month and a half that I've been playing Elden Ring, I've done my absolute best to share my honest opinions about the game with you on a daily basis. I also have told you guys that I've watched multiple other content creators play the game. In addition, I've seen and heard other people talk about the game and or kind of, give their reviews on the game. Most people rushed through the game and beat it way more quickly than me. They felt like it was the only thing they should play, and a lot of people, even major content creators, beat it within 2 to 3 weeks, some people about a month. Here I am a month and a half in, I'm not done yet. Because I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to get absolute as much experience with the game as I could, because I knew I was only going to be doing one major run. And I want you to understand, that's really the major difference between me and a lot of other content creators that have been playing Elden Ring. The difference is that I knew I was only doing one run. I knew that the game was so lengthy from the reports that once I got through it, I was not going to be playing it again. Now, I'm not saying I will never play it again. What I'm saying is this is a playthrough I've been doing for a month and a half, and arguably I won't finish it till the end of April. No, I am absolutely, positively not starting it over and playing it again right away. I need to take a break from it. If you guys later on, during the summer or something, want to see a second run, or even, at a later date, I'm all for it then. And what I would do is probably try to do a run that's much different. Maybe a magic run, like a sorcery run, because my God, early on in the game, if you go to Liurnia, you can find a ton of good sorcery stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of good sorcery stuff in this game, and I feel like maybe that's kind of the way they're pushing you for magic. Incantations, not so much. The incantations aren't that great, but I think the sorcery magic is well-versed enough. And by the way, sorcery is all alien shit. Who doesn't want to use alien powers to decimate their enemies? Come on, right? Maybe I'll get a nice big crystal head like one of the legendary sorcerers, right? Who knows? But anyway, the point I'm making here is, when I was playing Elden Ring here, I knew this was going to be the big playthrough, and I knew it was going to be a playthrough that I wanted to take my time with and experience the most in, doing all the major side content. Yes, undoubtedly I'm going to miss out on some stuff. I'm probably going to miss out on a few NPC quests. I know I already have. I know there'll be odds and ends here and there that I'll miss, but for the most part, I want to see every major area, fight every major boss, and experience the major majority chunk of content in the game, okay? Which is why, during my playthrough, I've tried to do variety for you guys, if you noticed. It wasn't me just picking one weapon at the beginning of the game and saying, okay, I'll use this weapon now for the rest of the game. No, it's me alternating weapons, right? I started off with a lighter sword. I ended up going to various curved swords with bleed damage. Then I ended up going to the golden halberd. I mixed it up and went to the magma worm sword. Then after that, I switched it up to a spear. Then I started dual wielding halberds. Then I went to dual wielding great axes, and now I'm using a boss weapon, my first boss weapon of the entire playthrough, the sword that I got after I killed Lord Rykard, which is a crazy sword with little arms sticking out of it. It's nuts, okay? So, all these builds have been kind of different and fun, and I did it on purpose to try to entertain you guys because I knew I wanted to bring maximum entertainment factor to you. However, it's been hard because wanting to do all the content in one run, the game definitely has a middle that kind of sucks. Here's why. If you do all the content, when you get to the middle, you're going to be over-leveled for it no matter what. It just seems unavoidable that you will be over-leveled for the middle. And because of that, I agree with you that when I hit the Altus Plateau, Mount Gelmer, and then, of course, the capital city, it wasn't the most entertaining stuff because I was steamrolling most of it. The only thing in the capital city that really was challenging to me was the stuff underground, the secret areas. Outside of that, the main city was kind of easy. And that's because, again, unlike most other people who played this game, I literally did my best to play everything. And when you play everything, you get so many runes, you're over-leveled for the middle of the game. Okay? Now I'm heading into the end game, and things seem to be getting tougher again. That's a good thing, right? Plus, I'm using a new build, so I am kind of learning again from the start. So this will be interesting, to see how it progresses and how the game actually ends now. But what am I getting at here? Allow me to tell you what I'm getting at, all right? I feel like my experience with Elden Ring is very different from most other content creators because most content creators either rushed through the game to review it or they already knew that they were going to be playing multiple runs. So their first run, they turboed through. The second run, now they have a specified goal they're looking for. Their third run's a challenge run. I'm not doing that, all right? Instead, my experience has been more of an overall immersive experience in this universe, seeing all the content, trying to do as much NPC stuff as possible, seeing some of the shortcomings of the game that a lot of other people either missed or kind of glossed over because they weren't really playing the full game. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who their first run was only 80 hours. They didn't even see half the hidden shit, and now they're like, oh, the game's the best game I've ever seen, 10 out of 10. Well, yeah, but did you actually experience some of the mid-game stuff? No, you skipped it. So, my announcement today is thus. I'm going to continue to take my time with Elden Ring. I'm going to balance it with other stuff. And even if it takes me to the end of this month, which likely it will, to beat the game and see everything in it, that's how I'm going to play it, as I've done all along. When I complete Elden Ring, I am going to be doing a formal, full, honest game review of Elden Ring. Alright? I rarely do game reviews these days. Almost never. In fact, I don't even know if I did a game review last year. I'm trying to think. I don't even think I did an actual game review in 2021. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Or if I did, I can't even remember what it is. I am actually going to do a full game review of Elden Ring. Now, sadly, I don't have the full capabilities of doing what I used to do with edited content. What I'm going to do is essentially me talk to you guys like this, okay, with some video footage playing. What I'll try to do is pick a few clips of Elden Ring to play during the video review. They may or may not illustrate what I'm even talking about. It'll be more like white noise footage to show that, you know, here's my playthrough of the game or whatever. But I want to do a full review of this game because I feel I have a lot to add. Why? Because I've looked at a few other reviews out there, and I swear to God, these people just didn't review the game fully. What they did is they talked about a run that they did, that they glossed through the game, and they didn't experience everything in the game. It's pitiful to me to see people who are well-renowned game reviewers out there claiming that this is like the best game ever, and they literally don't talk about the shortcomings of the game because they never experienced them because they rushed through it and skipped a bunch of shit that actually would have been part of a really legit, full, objective review. In addition, again, those are people who are going to play the game 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, how many of us are going to do that, right? Let's be honest here. Of all us average gamers out there who aren't Elden Ring content creators, how many of us out there are going to play this game 5, 6 times and experience it that many times, right? Maybe in 7 years' time. You're not going to do it right now. So for people to review the game saying shit like that, oh yeah, well in your third run you'll do this. No, I won't. I'm playing it once. And that's what my review is going to be. In one full playthrough, here's my honest review. Alright? So what you're going to see is you're going to see me talk about the great things about the game and the game's shortcomings. Something that most people never talk about. 10 out of 10. Well, what about this and this and this? Never addressed. Okay, so you basically didn't play the fucking game. Right? You know, and that's what pisses me off. All right, that you're supposed to be learning about this game. You want to know how good it is. So many people jumped into Elden Ring for the first time, first FromSoft game they've ever played, not knowing what to expect because the early reviewers said it's the most accessible FromSoft game ever. I am going to tear that fucking statement apart. Upside down and all fucking around. Because that's one of the dumbest statements I think I've ever heard in my fucking life. Seriously. All right? So anyway, by the way, what I do want to say is, don't expect a whole negative review, and don't expect a butt-kissing review, because my experience with Elden Ring has been high and low. I've seen really awesome, amazing things that I absolutely love about the game. I mean, I've been playing it for over 90 hours, and I'm still excited every time I jump into the game to play it more. At the same time, I absolutely positively refuse to give From Software a pass on the shortcomings of this game because it's From Software. I'm not a fanboy. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanboy. I'm going to be honest when I review the game. Okay? So, this is going to be exciting because you're going to actually hear something honest for once rather than these people just kiss the butt of FromSoft so that way they can get the clickbait views, they can get the big favorable treatment, and they can make the big monies. I don't care. I'm not going to get any of that anyway, so I can be honest in my fucking review of Elden Ring. Okay? So, that's coming. But I gotta beat Elden Ring first.